Listen, I miss you, baby. Shout out to all my hoes.
What?
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
What, baby?
Oh,
Don't play with me.
you talking about Black China?
Don't play with me. You want to get slapped too?
Nah, no.
And that make him want to say that name. I don't fucking play.
I ain't saying that. I don't know.
You want this drink on
Hey,
me too?
yeah, hey.
I ain't trying to. I ain't trying
Switch
to.
that up. You
I ain't
better
trying-
switch that
I ain't
up.
trying to get beat
Listen,
up.
listen.
What you was saying? What you was saying? What you
Shout
was
out to all
saying?
my hoes.
The what?
All my hoes.
Oh, y'all,
I
this
miss you,
podcast
baby.
is over.
The level of concern on his face. This is the reason why statistics like this exist.
Statistics have been consistent in reporting that men commit more criminal acts than women. No, conviction rates show that. Statistics done by independent research like the CDC and the Domestic Violence Hotline actually suggest that women are committing just as many violent acts against each other and men. Both the CDC and the Domestic Violence Hotline suggest that men report being the victim of domestic violence from women at nearly identical rates as women report being the victim of domestic violence from men. Meanwhile, when we factor in homosexuality into the equation, lesbians report the highest rate of domestic violence overall. Despite the fact that lesbians only make up 10% of the population, they account for 1 out of 8 female victims of domestic violence. When you remove criminal justice standards from the equation and go exclusively based on peer review independent research, what you notice is that women commit violent crimes at nearly identical rates as men, but they are far less likely to be charged and convicted. That's why conviction rates do not reflect it.
Gay marriages have the least amount of DV, and lesbian couples have the highest amount of DV. Which means if it's only men, then it's barely any violence, but if you remove men and it's only women, then it's high levels of violence. Now, I'm not saying men are innocent, but with those numbers, it just may seem that they're not the problem.
What is your biggest fear?
Really?
There's no need for that. There's no need for that. Yeah, but that's not funny though.
I'm joking.
If I did that to you, you'd be offended.
I was soft. I didn't hit you hard.
That's not the point.
Calm down, because you got a good big game.
What's my big got to do with it? That's not a joke. I don't know you for a joke. Do you know what I mean? Lucky you can't run, darling.
Think about the entitlement here. She's upset that he doesn't like getting hit. Anything that doesn't allow a woman to do as she pleases, she starts to throw shame and insults. A lot of the time when these things happen in a straight couple, it ain't because the man just turned into the Hulk. Personally, I've seen way more women do this to men than I ever seen men do it to women.
It happens when you get pregnant on vacation and marry your Nicaraguan kayak guide. Day in the life of a sad single mom.
You shouldn't have been talking. I appreciate what you do. I think you're great for men. But I got a question for you. You are not putting in the fact that not all men are great men and toxicity and dysfunction.
You pick them.
Absolutely.
So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear how all men aren't great men. You pick who you let in your body. And you pick who you make a baby for. So I don't want to hear how bad they are. Because I'm sorry.
No, I'm not.
So what's the question? Not all men are great men. I want to talk about the men you women choose. I don't want to talk about anybody else other than men you women choose.
Absolutely.
And
not everybody ends as they began.
No, ma'am. Here's how you put that in. Relationships are reflected. If you pick toxic, whatever, then that's on you. It's your responsibility. You deal with the outcome. You don't blame him for being toxic. That's what you picked. That's your problem.
That's fair.
Controversial take? Don't care. If a woman ends up a single parent or a child ends up fatherless, it's 80% the woman's fault. This is with the exception of her being taken advantage of or the man passing away. The woman gets to choose who she lays down with. She gets to pick and choose if she has the baby. If she does have the baby, she still gets to pick and choose to give it up for adoption. No penalty towards her. We all can admit a man is a coward for not taking care of his child. I think men should take care of their children, just as I think that you should take your shoes off if you walk in somebody's home. But if the person doesn't require you to take off your shoes before you enter their home, then that's on them. It's their house, their rules, their body, their choice. Then they can't complain after about the mess you made with your shoes. The problem is the men that they pick, because it ain't too many kids that came out of an arranged marriage and don't have a father. So it's starting to look like maybe women just don't know how to pick them, and they need help, especially when the minority of men are having the majority of kids. Women would rather try changing the decisions of everyone else in the world instead of changing the decisions of themselves.
Women can do anything that men can do. Prove me wrong.
Oh, I'm gonna prove you wrong. Repeat after me. I overreacted. And I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Be careful.
Nope. Got that ass out. Why you got your ass out like that? Why do you got your ass?
Can I get there first?
Nope.
Hi.
Nah, I'm alright. That'd be cool. Nope. Them toes on it.
Oh. Hi. What?
Nah, man.
This is exactly what women do to men. And more men would do this if they didn't want to sleep with the woman. If that was completely off the table, more men would just be like, nope, nope, nope.
Girls think that they want to date a high value man until he starts calling you out for not taking responsibility, before he starts holding you accountable, before he has higher standards for you than you have for yourself. Everyone talks about, oh, date a high value man. This is what you do to have to attract a high value man. But I've never heard anyone talk about like actually dating a high value man takes a totally different kind of woman. Is not for the weak. I have other friends who are dating like very loving, very successful, perfectionist, ambitious men, and it is not for the weak.
You're supposed to simultaneously believe that men and women are vastly different, and there's a patriarchy and discrimination, gender wage gap, all these things. So men and women are totally different, but also they're exactly the same and should have the exact same interests, aspirations, to the point that there's complete equal outcomes in every dimension. Oh, but also there's social constructs, and none of it is real anyway. Yeah. And any man who says he's a woman or vice versa is that thing. So you're supposed to simultaneously accept all these things in your brain.
That's stupid.
Wife scale, yes, absolutely. I have full capabilities of becoming a wife.
Oh no.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you are a sex worker, right?
Yeah.
Why would you think that you would make a good wife?
Just because I have a certain profession does not take away from my ability to care, love, and provide something that my partner is seeking. I mean,
the science would disagree. Have you ever heard of a phenomenon called pair bonding?
No, tell me.
Are you aware that the less sexual partners a woman has, the easier it is and the more likely it is that she can pair bond with her first sexual partner?
Okay, but that doesn't mean that I can't bond with my person now.
Well, it's true. You could be the exception to the rule, but wouldn't it throw up a red flag if it was known that the more sexual partners a woman had, the less likely it would be that she would actually be able to bond with you? For instance, the more men you sleep with, the more likely you are to be divorced, for instance. The more likely you are to step out of a long-term relationship. All of those things are true, and that's probably due to this pair bonding thing. So why would a man want to trust a sex worker to be a wife?
Any woman that loves attention and validation that much to sell herself is not going to be a good wife. And if you find that a woman is doing that, you might as well just go work on yourself.
There's something so sassy about a man that blocks you on social media. Like, really, is that what we're doing? Like, there's a couple men that have got me blocked on Instagram. I don't know, maybe they feel some type of way. But do you know how pathetic that is? You can literally avoid me on Instagram, like, just don't type in my name. But for you to block me, baby, I must have really triggered you. And when I see that it's a man that blocked me, it's like, damn, like, just don't search me up and I won't come up. I just think it's sassy. For a man to do it.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.
Well, if that makes men sassy, then be sassy then. Everybody's invited to the block party.